Those lands are really vital to human quality of life. Can you imagine if there weren't any bay here, the difference in air quality and climate? It would be more like the LA basin. An evening in a marsh is a wonderful place. The birds cry, the shorebirds are active, the tides move the grasses, the cord grasses at the edges of the bay, and we just got to liking it.
This place is really special and valuable and has this unique history. And the really interesting thing about Eden Landing is that it's still here and that there are still wetlands here and there are still birds here, because many of the wetlands around the bay have been built on top of. Before the gold rush, all that green, and then this is a more present day map, and you can see a lot of that green has disappeared and turned into other colors. So of the green that was there, the thousands of acres of marsh, there's only 5 or 10% left. And that makes Eden Landing really important. This is the fraction of a home left for all of the creatures that live here and depend on this place. And the fraction of natural flood control left.
All of the efforts in the South Bay and around the bay indeed have been collaborative. It's been a perfect example of how environmental organizations work together.
Overall goal is to restore 100,000 acres of tidal wetland.
There's a lot of talk that one person can make a big difference, and that's true, but I have not worked alone. I have had the support of the finest people in the Bay Area. They care deeply about what happens to the edges of the bay and what kind of future we leave to our children and their grandchildren, whether we're able to bring back the wonderful wildlife that lived here. A lot of our people have read a little book by Malcolm Margolin called The Ohlone Way, about the Indians that lived here before us. Malcolm describes the views of sea captains when they arrived. If a rifle were fired in the South Bay, the sky would be black with shorebirds, geese, ducks. There were grizzly bears in the South Bay, fishing for salmon in our creeks. It was just wonderful. And the people that work together on these issues have a sense of obligation that what we can bring back while it's still possible, we should.
We had grizzly bears, we had elk, we had all kinds of sea mammals and fish coming in more abundance than we have today.
After 1941, when Pearl Harbor was bombed, the United States put people of Japanese descent into camps, and they were American citizens. They were born here. And I remember my father, who is a kind, thoughtful, caring man, being absolutely distraught at that. He said, "You can't do that. Those people are American citizens. We have no reason to believe they're subversive." But he didn't do anything. He didn't write a letter. He didn't pick up the phone to gripe to his congressman. I always thought right then, we should have done something. So I've tended to think since then that if you see that there are injustices going on and that there are things that you might have an influence on, that you should try. From the day we started the second committee, we have met almost every single month from all those years. Everybody brings their ideas together. Ideas come from everyone. The naming of the marsh for us was totally stunning to us. The refuge people decided they wanted the public to know that ordinary, common, garden variety citizens can make a difference as far as the environmental world goes, and they honored us in that way. It was a wonderful surprise to us. It's still, when I think about it, it's just the greatest honor we could have. If we hadn't engaged, it would have been developed and there would be no wildlife refuge. It's very rewarding. Our hopes for that land are back to nature, where some species can live that have nowhere else to live because of the particular kind of terrain that's there. Looking forward to that.
It's great to have the community come out and get to know each other and to empower all of you with all kinds of knowledge to help protect this area, because it's all up to us to keep it healthy.